Hello everyone, Quick Tips here. In this episode of Quick Tips, I'll be explaining what happens when you multiply a negative by a negative or a positive by a positive, but it's mainly going to be focused on negative by negative. Now, you may notice that instead of a times sign or an X, there's a dot in the middle of the two numbers. And you might think, well, that's strange, unless you're in higher grades, and you might understand this. But basically, the dot represents the same thing as the X, or the multiplication sign. Now you might be wondering, why do they do this? This is because when you get older, you use variables. Now variables are used in algebra to commit to a number. So if you had 3x and x represented 3, then it would be 9, because it would be 3 times 3. This is confusing, I know, unless you're in higher grades and you already understand this. But basically, the multiplication sign can be confused for a variable, and you don't want that, so you just put a dot. But let's get straight to it. So you notice the top problem will be 3 times 3 equals 9. And that's fine, everyone knows that. But then negative 3 times negative 3 also equals positive 9. Now you might be wondering, why does this happen? And to be honest, you probably know by the title of the video and what the video has led up to so far. But that's because when you multiply a negative times a negative, it equals a positive. So same symbols multiplied by each other equal a positive. As you can see right here, a positive times a positive equals a positive. A negative times a negative equals a positive. So then we go on to negative 3 times 3 equals negative 9. Now, you probably know this, but a negative times a positive still is a negative. So negative times positive equals a negative, or positive times negative equals a negative. So you notice that these are all 9. So the variable that's right here, the actual number, the coefficient, isn't going to change. So think about it like this. Imagine that these positives or negatives are friends. So if two friends agree on each other, they have the same stance, either they're both positive or they're both negative, they're both going to end up happy or positive because they agree with each other. But if they have to argue because they have different stances, they're not going to be happy with each other. They're going to be negative. So I don't know if this really helps you, but that's just how I kind of remember it. Well, I remembered it when I was studying this sort of stuff. But thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!